What's good, YouTube? I'm Nova,
And I'm Quasar,
and we're the Chronomaly Kings. Alright, for this video, we're going to be talking about how when this game first started, it used to be, when you were building decks, you used to take the best cards, best spell cards, the best trap cards, and the best monster effects,
and just slap it all together,
Yeah.
and that was your deck. There was no theme, there was no archetype. You just take the best cards at your disposal, put it together, and that was your deck.
Like, that's like some archetypes. That's like some card games, though. Some card games these days, such as, I don't know, I guess Buddy Fight.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about that one, though.
Maybe.
It's still early, so I'm thinking it might be just a bunch of card games thrown together. I'm not sure. I don't really pay attention to it. And then, I know Force of Will can be, like, the best cards.
That's
They're
true,
not
'cause it's
archetype
brand
specific.
new.
They're not archetype specific. I mean, you can play archetypes, but they're not archetype specific.
Yeah, you can tell that certain cards go well with other cards, but it's not like it's suited for the specific theme, right? So,
Exactly. But whereas Yugioh has started to move into a series where you don't see decks. Basically, you don't see decks that are just a bunch of decks thrown together. No, you're seeing just archetypes such as Fire Fist when they were meta, Dragon Rulers when they were meta. We got what else was meta? We had Heroes way back when.
Infernities were like one of the big ones.
I ran out of good ideas. that was the first thing up top of my head.
But like
Teleknights, anything. They're all basic archetype specifics.
Exactly.
But there has been those few decks that have been thrown together with other stuff, such as Hat.
Yeah, Hat was like a breakthrough deck back when they were like topping everywhere, because it was essentially just a bunch of random cards that were slapped together, and it turned out to like work absolutely amazing because hands were for removal of like monsters, spell and traps. The artifacts was like in your back row, they try to pop your cards and like, oh no, it's morale attack, pop your card, and now I have a 21 beater, and it's like, where is this coming from? Yeah. And then you have the trap tricks, which are unaffected by all the like whole trap cards, right? And you get to add bottomless to your hand. It's like, okay, out of nowhere, this random assortment of cards became like top tier.
Yeah, but that's not the only thing though. There's been I can't think of the name right now. Oh yeah, there has been Cyframes Yosenju, which is a mixture of Cyframes.
Yeah,
Yosenju.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. That's right. But if you're thinking about it,
they work
out really well.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
Yosenjus, they normal summon multiple times, but then they come back to your hand. The Cyframes they activate when you have no monsters on field.
Exactly.
So you can play. So basically, you play the stuff that are going to affect your opponent on your opponent's turn. So you play the guy that stops summons, that stops effects. You got to play the guy that stops spell cards. You play those three. That's all you need. You play those three plus Cyframe Circuit.
Yeah.
On top you play this Yosenju, just normal summon engine.
Yeah, just the combo 1,
stacked.
2, and 3, and then you just have like just two random decks. You just slap them together, and it's like, oh my god, they work.
But also there is stuff like the Constellars. They're a single archetype, but you can splash in Star Seraphs. Same thing with Tellers.
Yeah.
You can add a Fire Fist engine. It's also like Fire Kings and Fire Fist. You can build them together.
They work really well together, actually, yeah.
It's odd to see that some decks can utilize other cards, but they're not just bunch of random cards thrown together. No, they're two themes that happen to have the same ideas that go together, which is really, it's cool to see how the game changes like that. Because really, the people that think about this, or when you're building your deck and you're thinking about this, you're really thinking really good, because you got to think about two different decks
and how they work
and
together.
How they work.
Like Perform Mages and Performer Pals now, everyone is taking like the cores of those decks and just slapping them together.
Or like Magispector and Perform Pals.
Yeah,
that's a cool deck too. Like, it takes the Pendulum Summoning of the Magispectors.
Yeah.
It takes the Surge Power from there, and it plays it in with the Performer Pal engine to keep the rank 4s on the field, with the Trick Clown coming back, taking 1,000. You still got that rank 4 guy, level 4 guy. And then, of course, you got the damage juggler that can banish, and then the hat tricker that special summons when there's
It's just so
multi-monster.
much searching. And, yeah,
The
but
deck just decks things like crazy.
yeah, it's amazing to see how well, like, all these different archetypes, if you can just put them together and how well they work. It's just similar to, like, back in the day when you just take the best cards, put them together, and that was your deck. We're seeing that more and more now.
Even with things such as Dragon Rulers, they
Mhm.
used back in the old lists, they used their decks. They used mostly the baby dragons and the big dragons, but then they had the Eclipse Wyverns, right? They had the small things.
To sort of build like a chaos engine.
Because, like, you couldn't have a deck of just a single archetype. I mean, you can, but most decks when they
If you
talk
add in
is
the
when they have
best-
those extras.
Yeah.
Which is what we're trying to say is that the game, people complain about the game still because it's too specific on archetypes. Well, yes, it is. They are getting a little bit more, but the thing is, there is still that connection and that creation where you still have to play around the decks. You still have to build them
you
yourself.
still gotta be creative.
Yeah.
And, like, think of your own play style. Think of, like, how well cards work together.
It's like I'm gonna say this now, any mill deck, such as Infernoids, like you merged
Light Sworns too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
those things came out, and people as soon as Infernoids were announced, they were like Dragon Rose, and people were like, oh, okay, cool. But then people like when Light Storms, they milk the graves, the Infernoids,
So
they
yeah,
banish
even
special.
speaking of Light Sworns, is like when people splash that into their Shadal deck, and then you have Light Sworn Shadal, you have a Chaos Engine right there, and then every time you mill your Shadals, their
get
effects go off too. And
Yeah, it's sick how the game works. And if you haven't understood how, like, if people are thinking the game's getting too busted, I mean, yeah, okay, so the meta decks are getting a little bit carried out of hand.
yeah,
But if you were to take them out of the picture and just go down to like a tier 1.5, tier 2 kind of level, you've got a lot of decks that have a lot of different ideas. They all have different kind of builds to doing different things.
exactly.
But the game will get more fun if you focus on more little decks. Like, that's what we play.
Yeah,
We play
exactly.
smaller decks, not really competitive decks. We play smaller decks because that's more fun because there's more creativity into the deck. And you get more ideas, more testing, and then your own
Just
style.
like Chronomaly Thor and 6 Sam Odin.
Yeah, those are really cool. Cause
Like, no one would have ever thought of those working together, but it turns out that it's actually really amazing together.
Yeah, you take two different decks and you merge them together. So let us know in the comments if you can think of any other decks, of two different decks that merge together that aren't any of those ones that we've mentioned. Because we really want to see different ideas and different decks.
Exactly, for sure. So remember to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.